Hey there! Before we dive into today's video, just a quick heads up. Don't hit that play button just yet. But while you're here, why not smash that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up? We've got some awesome content coming your way, so stay tuned and let's get started. The headset has a functional design. Its boom microphone extends from the left ear cup, and it blends in well once it's retracted. On the left ear cup sits a volume wheel, which can also control Xbox's chat mix. Toggle to control chat mix by pressing the wheel. And you also get a microphone mute button, power button, and a 3.5mm jack for wired listening. On the right ear cup is a button for pairing Bluetooth. I found all the controls easy to reach and use. The layout is finger-friendly to navigate, with the buttons placed far enough apart to differentiate them. One of this headset's distinguishing qualities is its cross-platform compatibility. As noted earlier, Steelseries has two versions of this headset, one for Sony PlayStation and one for Microsoft Xbox. Both, however, come with a base station and two USB-C ports to be connected to multiple devices, and both have the same audio performance and physical design. I chose to test the Xbox model in this roundup, since that model has a wider breadth of compatible platforms, including PlayStation. The Steelseries Arctis Nova Pro Wireless doesn't look much like a gaming headset. It lacks the super bright colors and the RGB lighting often found in gaming headsets. I prefer this understated, scaled-back look because the headset doesn't look out of place in non-gaming scenarios, like work or video calls. The headset is black and metallic gray, with subtle styling like the Steelseries logo on the ear cups and etched lines in the headband. All these features wouldn't mean much if the Steelseries Arctis Nova Pro Wireless didn't also sound good. Thankfully, in my experience, it sounded terrific. The Steelseries Arctis Nova Pro Wireless is the complete package among gaming headsets. It gets all the basics right, like a supremely comfortable fit and excellent audio quality. But it also goes above and beyond, with a multi-connection base station that lets you tweak EQ and noise cancellation, plus switch sources easily. The headset also has Bluetooth support and a sleek and stylish design. These are features you won't find anywhere else, at least not all in one package. While there are some headsets that sound even better than this, they don't offer the same features and wide support. There are other headsets that offer wide compatibility, but they don't quite sound as good. The Steelseries Arctis Nova Pro wireless gaming headset strikes a near-perfect balance, and for this it earns my pick as best gaming headset overall. The only way to test a gaming headset is to actually game. I spent hours using the Steelseries, alongside all the other headsets I tested. There are several things I looked for while testing. For starters, I noted how each headset felt after 1 hour and 3 hours of wearing. For wireless headsets, I also noted how much battery drain occurred after 3 hours. Other testing was a little more subjective, but easy to perform with many headsets side by side. This is very comfortable headset, with memory foam ear pads wrapped in leatherette under a mesh fabric that makes getting a decent seal easy and keeps heat buildup from being an issue even after long sessions. The BlackShark V2 Pro is compatible with PC, Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation. Actually using the BlackShark V2 Pro is pretty straightforward. It doesn't take much work to adjust, and the headphone hinges have a decent range of motion, so different head shapes shouldn't be an issue. Razer claims the BlackShark V2 Pro battery will last up to 24 hours on a single charge, and we found that largely to be true in-game. Sound like this will make the rumble of explosions and gunfire seem louder than they otherwise would. However, while the added emphasis is meaningful, it's not so intense that it drowns out other important sounds. The BlackShark V2 Pro's new microphone makes call quality dramatically better than its predecessor. Regardless, if you want something light and comfortable, with great sound and a great mic, the Razer BlackShark V2 Pro nails all of that. The Razer BlackShark V2 HyperSpeed occupies a tricky space in the market, but absolutely nails it. This is premium audio in the body of a much cheaper headset, so if you're prioritizing sound quality over a more luxurious build, it's a go-to. The BlackShark V2 HyperSpeed shares the same design as the BlackShark V2 Pro, albeit with a few noticeable but by no means deal-breaking cutbacks in quality. The ear cups and headband are encased in leatherette rather than a more breathable mesh fabric. The steel spindles that connect the two don't move quite as smoothly, and the stitching around the headband is less robust. Leatherette doesn't have a reputation for being the most durable material and tends to perish or split over time with continuous use. And the ear cups don't block outside noise quite as successfully as the V2 Pro. The microphone also isn't detachable, and the whole unit is made from a cheaper, lighter plastic. It's something Razer rather amusingly makes out to be a big plus, but at only 40G lighter than the V2 Pro, it's a largely negligible difference. But these are minor quibbles that you probably wouldn't notice unless comparing the V2 HyperSpeed side by side with its pricier sibling. The headset sits firmly around my noggin without pinching or feeling overly tight, and the steel sliders are stronger than their spindly design might suggest. It even has one bonus feature of its own. Unlike the V2 Pro, it can be used over a wired connection thanks to the USB-C charging port that's able to process audio. It's a handy failsafe and would even allow you to use them with an Xbox console if you buy a separate USB to audio jack adapter. Battery life too is as good as the V2 Pro. Razer advertises 70 hours of juice, and that seems accurate from my testing. It went days before dropping below 50% charge and only took a few hours to go back up to full capacity. Corsair HS35 headset weighs in at 250 grams, which feels plenty light in the hand and just as light on the head. It's compatible with just about any device. The first thing I noticed anytime I put the Corsair HS35 headset on was the dominating bass. The low end is heavy and gets almost muddy, drowning out the higher frequencies. That issue is mostly when the volume is cranked, and since these headphones can get painfully loud, it's easy enough to dial the volume back and get a slightly better balance. But even then, there's still a touch bass heavy. I gamed plenty and found the imbalance less distracting there. The higher frequencies are more noticeably weak in music. In gaming, the experience was better. I was able to effectively use the sound to keep track of where enemies were coming from. In the basement of Rainbow Six Siege's bank map, I could hear an enemy shifting about the nearest stairwell as my team dealt with enemies elsewhere, so I was able to hold position and keep from getting shot in the back. In another case, I had jumped into a room and got stuck with a lesion mine, and I was able to hear an enemy moving behind a door across the room, so I was able to fire off a few shots instead of simply getting killed while. These audio shortcomings aren't surprising at this price. What is surprising is how good the mic is. It's Discord certified, and it lives up to that certification. My teammates never griped about the sound, something they often do when they hear me using a different headset from my daily driver. The mic offers some noise cancellation for sounds in the background, but they are still somewhat audible. I recorded a test, and my voice was crystal clear. My voice didn't sound muffled, overly low, or overly nasally. I could hear background noise as cars were driving around on wet pavement, but my voice was loud and distinct. Altogether, the headset's performance is good for the price, with the microphone giving it an extra boost. A50X I primarily play on my PlayStation 5, but I've been getting more into PC gaming lately. This situation of multi-console gaming is, according to Logitech, becoming more common. The company says that a growing number of gamers are using at least two systems, and managing inputs and audio into a single main display hasn't been easy. Prior to the A50X, my solution was to crawl under my desk and physically move the HDMI cable from my PlayStation into the port on my PC. I wasn't able to use the same headset without doing the same with a USB connection. It was, frankly, irritating. The A50 X looks to address this problem directly. While it is a gaming headset that borrows a lot, if not everything from the base A50, it sports a redesigned base that not only serves as a charger for the headset, but is also a multi-input HDMI switcher. I got a text from my friend asking me to join him on Apex Legends, and since he's on PlayStation, I would have to change my input. Well, normally I would have to do that, but not anymore. Instead, I just grabbed my controller, lifted the headphones off the charging base, and hit the switcher button on the side of the right ear cup. My PlayStation was on, my audio was coming in from it into the headphones, and my single HDMI connection was now switched over to the PlayStation instead of my PC. I didn't even really have to move much, and I was seamlessly on another platform. After a couple of hours, he took off, and I switched back to my PC just as easily as I moved away from it. What I would qualify as middle of the road for gaming and music, which is a nice balance if someone wants to use them as their daily drivers for work and play. They have good bass and great mids, but middling highs. They also don't provide a high level of detail, so while I have used them with much success in competitive PvP games, I found them to be well below the quality of sound that I was getting out of the Steelseries Arctis Nova Pro headphones.